Hello students, let us now learn about Islamic art. In this chapter, our objectives of learning will be as follows. Acquire the basic vocabulary, concepts and criteria for understanding, interpreting and analyzing Islamic art. Encounter significant works of the period and enable them to study later works influenced by this period. Understand and appreciate the role of values, beliefs, and ideas in shaping Islamic art. Our broad categories in this chapter are Introduction to Islam and Islamic art. We shall learn about mosques architecture and look at the important mosques. The great Mosque of Cordoba, the Dome of the Rock, Qutubiyya Mosque, the Madrasa Mausoleum Mosque in Cairo, the Al Mahara, Shah First Zinda Funerary Complex at Samarkand. We shall also look at the other art forms, calligraphy, ceramics, book art and miniature painting, metalwork and rugs and textiles also. In Western Europe, the term Middle Ages generally designates the period following the decline of the Roman Empire, approximately 5th century through the 13th century. It began with the collapse of the Western Roman Empire and merged into the Renaissance and Age of Discovery. As the Roman Empire declined, German tribes overran Western Europe, and this produced radical changes in society and politics, and therefore art developments. Also Islam, a powerful new influence from the Middle East, entered Europe. Though the Moors and later the Arabs had conquered Europe in the 13th century, when Christians had reclaimed all but the kingdom of Granada. Islam originated in the 7th century Arabia, a land of desert oases, a land with no big cities. Though inhabited under the leadership of its founder, the Prophet Muhammad, circa 570 to 632 AD, and his successors, Islam spread rapidly throughout northern Africa, southern and eastern Europe, and much of Asia, gaining territory and converts with astonishing speed. Prophet Muhammad and his teaching forbade idolatry, and the Quran condemns the figurative representation of Allah or his prophets. Islamic religious painting thus consists mainly of abstract geometric and floral patterns and scrolling winds, sometimes known as arabesque. Sculpture was considered the work of Satan and is virtually non-existent in Islamic art. Monumental architecture and architectural decoration, on the other hand, flourished under Islam. Islamic art revels in surface decoration, in manipulating line, color and especially pattern, often highlighting the interplay of pure abstraction, organic form and script. Islamic art includes fields as varied as calligraphy, painting, glass, ceramics and textiles, among others. It is important to note that Islamic art is not at all restricted to religious art, but includes all the art of the rich and varied cultures of Islamic societies as well. Islamic society was very cosmopolitan and melting pot of many cultures. Pilgrimage, trade and a well-defined road network fostered the circulation of marketable goods, while objects of basic necessity were exported and imported. Luxury arts brought particular pleasure and status to their owners and were visible signs of cultural refinement. Two dominant features of Islamic art and architecture, the importance of calligraphic ornamentation and the form of the mosque, are intimately related to the Islamic faith and were developed in the early days of the religion. Islamic art developed from many sources. Roman, early Christian art and Byzantine styles were taken over in early Islamic art and architecture. The influence of Sasanian art of pre-Islamic Persia was paramount significance. Central Asia styles were brought in with various nomadic incursions, and Chinese influences had a formative effect on Islamic painting, pottery and textiles. The mosque is one of the biggest architectural expressions of Islam. It is where the Muslims pray kneeling and facing Mecca. The main features that all mosques have in common are a sahan or enclosed courtyard and a qibla or prayer wall. The qibla frequently has a mihrab, small niche, set into it, indicating the direction of Mecca. As Islam grew by the end of the 7th century, Muslim rulers were beginning to build larger and more elaborate structures. The exterior of a typical mosque includes tall minarets such as those added to Hagia Sophia when it was changed from a church to a mosque. Great Mosque of Cordoba. Abdul Rahman first, 756 to 788, fled to South Spain when the Umayyads were toppled in 750 and established himself as the provincial ruler. The great Mosque of Cordoba was built in the capital city of Cordoba in Spain, on the site of Christian church built by the Visigoths, the pre-Islamic rulers of Spain. Later rulers expanded the building 3 times, and today the walls enclose an area of about 620 by 460 feet, about a third of which is the courtyard that has many fruit trees. The mosque has been designed through a unique system of double arches. The interiors have numerous columns that were either derived or salvaged from Roman and early Christian buildings. Because these columns were relatively short, just 9 feet 9 inches high, the interior illumination was inadequate. Therefore, a series of horseshoe-shaped red and white striped arches using voussoirs of alternating red and white stone bricks was added. Another set of arches springing from piers supported by the Roman columns was also done. A wooden roof rested on the second set of arches. It was replaced by vaulting in the 16th century. The vast number of columns have been likened to a forest, and the colored arches create an impression of continual motion that enlivens the interior. The Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock is the first great monument of Islamic art, built in Jerusalem. It is the third most holy site in Islam. It was initially completed in 691 CE at the order of Umayyad Caliph Abdul Malik during the second Fitna. The octagonal plan of the structure may have been influenced by the Byzantine chapel of the St. Mary, also known as Kathism and Al-Qadismu, built between 451 and 458 on the road between Jerusalem and Bethlehem. The Qutubiyya Mosque. You shall find an exceptionally beautiful 12th century wooden minbar at Qutubiyya Mosque in Marrakech, Morocco. On the sides of the staircase from where weekly sermons were delivered, foot marquetry with strap work engaged in a geometric pattern of 8 pointed stars and elongated hexagons inlaid with ivory. The body of each figure is filled with wood carved in swirling winds. This minbar was amongst the many in the Islamic world. Those at Qutubiyya Mosque and Great Mosque of Cordoba were the finest. The Madrasa Mausoleum Mosque in Cairo. Important among the various characteristics forms of Islamic secular architecture are palaces, caravansaries and cities, the elaborate planning of which shown concern for the all-important access to water and for provisions of shelter from heat. A third type of building important in the Islamic world is the mausoleum, serving both as an actual tomb for a ruler or holy man and as a symbol of political power. All these structures, religious and secular, share many organic and decorative features. The Madrasa Mausoleum Mosque in Cairo in the 11th century was an example of built architecture by Muslim rulers and wealthy individuals who endowed hundreds of charitable complexes that displayed piety as well as personal wealth of status. A dark corridor, which is almost deflected entrance, leads from the street into a central, well-lit courtyard of majestic proportions. The complex has a classic 4 Iwan plan. Each Iwan serving as a classroom for a different branch of study. The student housed in a multi-storied cluster of tiny rooms around each one. The sumptuous Qibla Iwan served as the prayer hall for the complex. Its walls are ornamented with typically Mamluk panels of sharply contrasting marbles that culminate in a doubly recessed mihrab framed by slightly pointed arches on columns. The paneling is surmounted by a wide band of Kufic and angular Arabic script. Inscriptions in stucco set against a background of scrolling winds. Both the text and the ornament referring to the paradise that is promised to the faithful. The Alhambra in Granada is an outstanding example of beautiful and refined Islamic architecture set in gardens. A small town extending for about half a mile along the crest of a high hill overlooking Granada. It included government buildings, royal residences, gates, mosques, baths, servant quarters, barracks, stables, a mint, workshops and gardens. Much of what one sees at the site today was built in 14th century or by Christian patrons in later centuries. Offering dramatic views of the natural scenery, the Court of the Lions was the private retreat of Sultan Muhammad 1354 to 1359 and 1362 to 1391. The Court of the Lions is divided into quadrants by cross-axial walkways, a garden form called Chaharbagh. The walkways carry channels that meet at a central marble fountain held aloof on the backs of 12 stone lions. Water animates the fountain, filling the courtyard with the sound of its life-giving abundance. Water has a practical role in the irrigation of gardens, but there it is raised to the level of an art form, an integral part of Islamic architecture to be followed across the globe. Shah First Jinda Funerary Complex, Samarkand. The Timurid Empire 1370 to 1506 after the Mongols conquered Iran, Central Asia and northern part of South Asia. Its founder Timur made his capital at Samarkand, which he embellished by means of the forcible reallocation of expert artisans from the areas he subdued. Timurid art was as vast as its empire and integrated Chinese, Persian, Turkic and Mediterranean artistic ideas into a Mongol base. Its architecture is characterized by axial symmetry. Tall, double-shelled domes, an inner dome capped by an outer shell, surface of the keel, profiled niche. The color scheme was white, turquoise and cobalt blue, with accents of dark yellow and green, and had the harmonious, dense, contrasting patterns of organic and geometric forms. In this complex, Timurid princesses were buried. Its varied artistic motifs in the tombs built by women indicate that they were empowered to exercise personal taste. The tombs reflect a preference for blue glazed tiles, like all Timurid architecture. Also look at Mughal architecture in India. Calligraphy. Calligraphic design is an integral part of Islamic art, not only in religious exhortations but in secular objects, especially coins, tiles, and metalwork. And most painted miniatures include some script, as do many buildings. Two of the main scripts involved are symbolic Kufic and Naskh scripts. Calligraphy can include languages such as Arabic, Persian, Turkish, and Urdu. Ceramics. Islamic art has very notable achievements in ceramics, both in pottery and tiles for walls. These tiles were taken to unmatched heights in the absence of wall paintings by other Islamic cultures. The first Islamic opaque glazes can be found as blue pointed ware in Basra, dating to around 8th century. Another significant contribution was the development of stone paste ceramics, originated from 9th century Iraq. The first industrial complex for glass and pottery production was built in Raqqa, Syria in the 8th century. Other centers for innovative pottery in the Islamic world included Fustat from 978 to 1075, Damascus from 1100 to around 1600, and Tabriz from 1470 to 1550. The Islamic tradition of glazed and brightly colored tiling for interior and exterior walls and domes developed from 9th century onwards. Some earlier schemes create designs using mixtures of tiles, each of a single color, that are either cut to shape or are small and a few shapes, used to create abstract geometric patterns. Later, large painted schemes use tiles painted before firing with a part of the scheme, a technique requiring confidence in the consistent result of firing. Book art and miniature painting. Book production began in Islam's first century due to its emphasis on reading the Quran by its devotees. Only rich people could afford the luxurious bindings and highly embellished pages. The result of workshop collaborations between noted calligraphers and illustrators. The manuscript illustrators of Mamluk Egypt 1250 to 1517 executed intricate non-figural geometric designs for the Qurans they produced. Geometric and botanical ornamentation contributed to unprecedented sumptuousness and complexity. As an architectural decoration, the exuberant ornament was underlaid by strict geometric organization. Miniatures were especially an art of the court, and because they were not seen in public, it has been argued that constraints on the depiction of the human figure were much more relaxed. And indeed, miniatures often contain great numbers of small figures, and from the 16th century portraits of the single ones, the largest commissions of illustrated books were usually classics of Persian poetry, such as the epic Shahnama. Although the Mughals and Ottomans both produced lavish manuscripts of more recent history, with the autobiographies of the Mughal emperors, more purely military chronicles of Turkish conquests. Let us look at more miniature paintings from India. Metalwork. Medieval Islamic metalwork is very contrasting to its European equivalents. The metalwork consists of practical objects mostly in brass, bronze and steel, with simple but often monumental shapes and surfaces, highly decorated with dense decoration in a variety of techniques, but restricts its color to inlays of gold, silver, copper or black niello. Household items such as ewers or water pitchers were made of one or more pieces of sheet brass soldered together and subsequently worked and inlaid. Decoration is typically densely packed and very often includes arabesque and calligraphy, sometimes naming an honor and giving a date. Rugs and textiles. Textiles were one of the most actively traded commodities in the medieval Mediterranean region and formed a significant portion of dowries and inheritances. Hand-woven textiles in silk and cotton carried blessings for the owner. The Oriental rug, an Islamic characteristic, was utilized in everyday Islamic and Muslim life, from floor coverings to architectural enrichment, from cushions to bolsters to bags and sacks of all shapes and sizes, and to religious objects such as prayer rug, which would provide a clean place to pray.